I saw a YouTube video that showed how you could mix glue with paint and get a substance that looked like milk. And so I thought if I did black, maybe I could get something that looked like the ink spill. I tried two different surfaces to put this on. One was insulation from HelloFresh, and at first it sat like a puddle, looked more three-dimensional, but as time went on, it obviously seeped into the fabric, and so now it's just very flat. And it's not dry, so that will take a while, obviously, to dry. So that's probably not an ideal solution. I had thought that maybe if I put insulation all around the floor, and then I could spray or splatter this paint all over it, that would be a solution. This one was just on foil, and I was going to let it air dry, but it was sitting for a while, and then I saw another YouTube video that said you could put it in the oven. So I tried that, and clearly does not look the same. Very wrinkly. It came out in a bubble and it went down, but it's obviously not the texture I was looking for. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do next to try. But I did have success on cutting apart the mannequin. I was trying that today to see if it would be easy to put it into pieces, because there's some parts that I'm going to have to create in order to make the mannequins in the shape that I need them to be for the text. And so I just used a handsaw, and it very easily came apart. You can see that the edges are rather rough. But I took the other part and I used just a lighter, and I was able to kind of, didn't really melt it, but it got it hot enough that I could smooth it out with my hand. And so that's probably what I'll end up doing instead of having the rough cut, or maybe I would just keep the rough cut. I'm not sure. But that was good news there. And I also tried to use the black acrylic paint on the mannequin, which is plastic. I read a couple things online about acrylic paint. Some people said it worked on plastic, other people said it didn't. And so I tried one coat just on the mannequin. The good news is that it easily washes off. So, you know, if I start making these and I make a mistake, then I can fix it. But that's also maybe bad news, because if it easily comes off, then that's not great. So what I did was, I read somewhere where you can kind of sandpaper the plastic down to give it more of a rough texture, and that holds the paint on better. So I tried that, and then I reapplied another coat of paint, and I'm just letting it dry for right now, and I'm gonna see once it's dry and whether it holds to the plastic. And if not, one other idea that I had that I read online was adding a finishing spray, so that might actually keep that on there. But I could also look into another type of paint. But again, the other paints won't be easy for me to correct in the process of making, and so that's kind of why I'm leaning towards acrylic if I could make it work. And that's pretty much where I'm at today.